Stewart McFall has tweeted in a bad way at the moment, aren't you, Stephen? Let's see what the cards have to say about this. Ask for the truth. On behalf of Stephen Stewart McFall, concerning the situation that he finds himself in right now, we ask for guidance and insight in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the truth always. And we cut the deck like that, Steve, and we just place everything neatly, and we'll just pop the cards along here, and we'll deal out 3 cards. Let's establish what's been going on. The first card will tell us what's been happening, of course, just in the recent past. This is around about the past 3 or 4 weeks or so. The next card that we deal is for the present, so this is where you are right now, and then of course the immediate future is just around the corner for the next 3 or 4 weeks or so. So we have the recent past influence, the present influence, and of course your immediate future influence. Let's see why you're in such a bad way at the moment. We just get this card here, the first one dealt, and that represents, I suppose you could say, the beginning of the story, with the beginning, the middle and the end. And the beginning is of course the recent past, your recent past. Let's just rotate the card, it's nice and slow now, just to see as not to disturb the energy. And you have there, you've got the serpent. It looks as though just recently there you've been having to a sly and subtle approach has been needed. Right now, maybe you've been having to just do things on the sly, literally. Be a bit quiet, or on the quiet, maybe as not to, as though somebody, if anybody ever found out what it was you were doing, or they may get upset. Maybe there's somebody nagging you or getting at you. I get a feeling here, and you're having to do things on the quiet so as not to, I don't know, walk on eggshells with them, but certainly I get this sort of feel to it. The serpent, of course, can move between cracks and crevices, can't he? And of course, I suppose in that regard, it could symbolise the fact that the cracks and crevices of a situation, the nooks and crannies, as you would say, attention to detail to some degree, but of course this is just more to do with just having to sort of be on the quiet, be sly, subtle, maybe in private more. Maybe it's a private thing you've had to be doing just lately. But why would you be in a bad way? Maybe you've been in a bad way because of this, because you're finding it hard to keep something secret or keep something to yourself to such a degree. Normally you're probably one of these people who like to share a lot, and this is something you can't speak about maybe. Let's just see what the next card says. Yes, you've got the king there indicating authority and diplomacy right now, seems to be vibrating there, and that clearly indicates that either, of course, with the sly and subtle approach that you've needed just lately, it wouldn't, sometimes you could say it would give you authority right now, but I have a funny feeling as though you've had a brush with the authorities, like a government body, or anything like the police or social services or any other sort of official body that has been watching you, or even a bank or something like that where you're in debt or something of that nature. But you've had a brush with the authorities. Nevertheless, there's diplomacy going on. People are trying to be reasonable with you maybe, but of course if it's a sly and subtle approach has been needed in order to keep back, not so much a lie, but just certainly to try and keep back certain information until the right time to release it is there, of course, and comes around. Let's see what will come around, of course, there for you, Stephen. Let's just see for the immediate future. Let's just see around about this time, between now and this time next month, you've got the minstrel, and of course the minstrel and the royal court there, indicating right now that, of course, you must let your intentions be known very soon. You must let them know what it is you want from this. If you're the one with the complaint, then you should let them know what it is you want out of this. But of course, by not letting people know what it is and what you intend to do, or what you mean to achieve from this, everybody can just be left guessing, can't they? And of course the minstrel plays a tune. He might play, say, for example, I love you, I love you. Doesn't mean he loves anybody, it just means he's singing that song. And maybe this is a warning, just beware as not to be singing a song. Make sure the words of that song are true, and make sure that you let your intentions be known, your true intentions, not just singing a song just to appease others. Because once we do the appeasement thing, that's sort of dangerous territory, because we're not saying what we really mean and what we really feel. And this is where one thing leads to another, and of course maybe the fact that you're having it so rough right now is because you've been having to keep things sort of on the quiet, and do things on the quiet so as not to be seen. But the authorities, looks as though the authorities, or some authority sort of figure in that sort of department, authority figure or body, as sort of cottoned on to you there. And of course you must let them know what it is you want from this. If it's help that you need, be it help with, say, if it's a drug problem or a drink problem, maybe if it's a vice and you need help with that. If it's just a simple mental health issue, then you must let them know so they can get you the right help. If you don't let them know, then the minstrel in your immediate future will just carry on singing that song as if everything's okay when it isn't. When you know full well it isn't, you've admitted that it isn't, that's 50% the battle won. So let's do the other 50% now, and let your intentions be known, Stephen. So with that, for now, these cards have spoken.